Oh, that's a good boy. Look at that cookie. Yes. Woo. Hi, hello everybody. It is Nia, the Vixen of Fiction, here on YouTube and on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, occasionally on Twitch, and you might once in a while catch me on Twitter. Not very often. Very rarely, but occasionally I'm there. So you can follow me on those places. Everything's linked below. I'm going to do my 2022 wrap up and my first quarter TBR. So we're going to go through January, February, and March's TBR for this year. We are right now, it is the first week of January, and I have no idea when I'm going to post this. I'm going to try and post this the third or fourth week of January. You guys know how I am with editing videos. I don't mind recording them. Getting them edited and posted is a whole other thing. But I do hope to have this posted by the end of January. But we're going to start off right now. Let's get right into it. How did 2022 go? So as far as reading goes, my goal was to read at least 4 books a month. Try to get 5 more if I can. And for those that don't know, I am a fitness instructor. I'm a mom of 4. I have, of course, Loki, my pug baby, and I also write and I do art and all kinds of things. So I have a very, very busy schedule, but I do love reading. So I'm not one of those people that's going to pop out 15, 20 books a month. But I also don't really feel like my creative well is filled if I'm not able to read. And so it's a priority of mine to at least get 4 books in every month. Did I do that? Yes, I did. And I, in fact, exceeded my goal. So in 2022, I ended up reading 67 books, which is excellent, especially because in the month of August, we had a huge wedding, and then right after that, we had a family reunion. And so the fact that I was still able to get quite a bit of reading done was so good. Scripting the book helped a lot because some of the books that I read, of course, with scripting the book, I had to read at least 1 book a month. So that ticked off the box for at least 1 book being read. So there was at least that. So if I at least read my book for scripting the book, then that means I only had to read 3 more books and I still would be able to hit my goal. My favorite reads, I've got some of them right here. My favorite romance read, which I'm going to actually reread this one in February to kind of kick off my romance reading, was The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa in the romance category. And then my favorite graphic novel that I read last year was Far Sector, and I only read a handful. I also really did love Heartstoppers, but just the graphics in Far Sector were just so outstanding. But the story in Heartstoppers was just super cute. Other favorite reads, so I read predominantly in sci-fi, fantasy, and historical fiction. So my favorite reads, I love Babel. It mixed historical fiction with magical realism, fantasy. I enjoyed it. I know that it had a little bit of controversy, but I didn't mind it. I loved the book. I do wish that it had gone into more depth with some of the characters. Good Omens, which was a reread for me, and Good Omens was also for my book club, and I absolutely loved reading it. My top 2 reads, one of them was Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I absolutely loved Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I thought it was great. I can't wait to reread it, and I also cannot wait to read book 2, which is on my TBR coming up. But my surprise favorite read was Amari and the Night Brothers. So it's a middle grade. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. So just for the sheer fact that it surprised me how much I absolutely enjoyed this story. My top 2 reads, Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Amari and the Night Brothers. My other top 2022 read, at the end of the year, I reread Blood Like Magic, which I absolutely enjoyed it just as much a second time around as I did the first time around. And I did a reread of this at the end of the year in anticipation of reading the next book, which is coming. And so now let's get right into the January TBR. It is the first week of January, and I had intended to read Blood Like Fate first, but I forgot about Brandon Sanderson's super secret project, book number 1, which came out. And so I'm in the process of reading that one. I'm almost done with it, and I'm enjoying it so much. So if the rest of January goes like this, we're starting off really, really good. Loki's barking so loud at someone delivering something. After Brandon Sanderson's secret project number 1, the plan is to read George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, because I need to get that read for our book club. We are doing House of the Dragon. By the time this is posted, it might be already done. So if you'd like to go see that, check out my channel. It's under Scripting the Book. I have playlists made out. So when I post this TBR, it's either about to happen or has just happened. So if you'd like to know our thoughts on Fire and Blood, right here, and the show House of the Dragon, please check that out. After that, I plan on getting Blood Like Fate by Liselle Sambury. I'm really, really looking forward to this one. It's for me, it's personally one of my most anticipated reads. I could have read it before, but like I said, at the end of last year, I had a lot going on, so I did not get a chance to read it. Another book that I'm really looking forward to reading is Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This one's going to be a chunker, so I'm not putting too many books on the list for January, but if I can squeeze another book in, of course I will. But I am planning for this one to be a lengthy read. So really looking forward to Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm also looking forward to reading Blood Marked. It's book 2. I don't have the book yet, but I should have it by the end of January. That way I can roll that in with the January TBR. That's by Tracy Dion. It's a pretty fantasy heavy month of reading for me, so it should be fine though. I read in sci-fi fantasy all the time, so it should not be a problem. I don't plan on dual reading, like double up on my reading, like reading them at the same time, except for this one book that I have to read, and because it's so big and it's such a chore, I'm going to put it on the list. But I am a fitness instructor, and I do need to read Fitness Theory and Practice. It's an alpha book, and I'm not looking forward to reading it, so that will be the book that is sprinkled in as I'm doing my fun reading. But yeah, I gotta read it, so womp womp. And we're gonna move right into February. So February, I'm really looking forward to, because I have a list of romance books that I'm really looking forward to reading. But we're gonna start out, first thing I'm gonna read is Hidden Figures by Margot Lee Setterly, and it's gonna be a reread for me. I've already read this book, but we are doing it for my book club. So we'll be watching Hidden Figures and reading it, and then we'll be talking about it on February 19th, I believe. So if you'd like to come talk about that book and movie with us, we would love to have you. After that, I'm going to start the Marionette series by Katie Wismer. This has been recommended to me for a few months by my friend JC Carpenter, and I couldn't squeeze it on the list last year, but I think Katie's got the 3rd book, either is coming out or has just come out, and so I'm looking forward to getting into this. I do not have the hardcover of the book yet, so I'm going to read the first one. If I really like it, the covers are beautiful, so if I really like it, that will be one that I go ahead and buy the series, and hopefully it ends strong. If I sometimes you buy the first book of something and you're like, this is great, and then buy the 2nd and 3rd book after you've already started buying them, you're just like, wow, this is not going how I had hoped it was going to go. So that happens sometimes, but my friend is saying that she's loving it, so if I enjoy the first book, I will definitely go ahead and pick up the series, and then I can just read the hardcovers of them, and that would be great. Then I will be reading Amari and the Great Game And these are probably going to be spread out because I do have some romance reads that I want to get into. And I've been really looking forward to reading Amari and the Great Game. It's book 2 to Amari and the Night Brothers, which was one of my favorite reads. Well, which was my favorite read, especially for it being a middle grade. I really enjoyed it. Then I've got a list of romances that I'm going to read. And romances, I love reading romance, but sometimes they can be hit and miss. And so I know that I really loved The Worst Best Man. So I'm just going to start off with a reread of The Worst Best Man. So I know out the gate, we're going to have a good start. And then after that, I plan on reading Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. Fake It Till You Bake It. And I forgot who wrote that one, but that's okay. If I remember, I'll pop it up somewhere on here so you guys can see, or actually I'll have it in the description. So Fake It Till You Bake It is on my list. How to Fail at Flirting is on my list of romances that I want to read, and that one's by Denise Williams. And another one, I forgot to write the author, is If I Never Met You. Plan on reading that one, so that'll be at least 5 romance novels that I'm gonna read. And then the other thing, I don't know which books yet because I haven't picked them out, but I do know that my friend Margaret Pinard is gonna be doing, for February, reading Black Authortubers books. So I look forward to finding a couple of books from Black Authortubers, other than the ones that I already read, and adding those to the TBR. So I'm planning on at least picking up 2 of those for the month of February. I will link Margaret Pinard down in my description box. I believe she's gonna have a list, or she's gonna create a list of Black Authortubers. If you're interested in reading, that will be done for you so that you can check it out. So I believe that that's it for February. So February is a short month, but I have a lot on the list. The romance novels shouldn't be too hard because I usually can read them in a day or 2. So that won't be a problem. Marionettes, I don't know how big it is. Hidden Figures, of course, a reread. Amari and the Great Game, I'm going to take my time with it because I want to enjoy it. And then finding a couple of Black Authortuber books to add to the list. That leads us into March. And for March, I have Artemis Fowl. We're reading that one and watching the movie for scripting the book. So I'm really looking forward to that. Heart of the Sun Warrior, I'm finally going to get to. I can't believe I have to wait till March. But if I can squeeze it in, February is jam-packed, so I don't know if I'll fit it in before that. Then we have a new release coming out on January 31st, but I hope to get to it by March, or I definitely will get to it by March. Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is so far has been the favorite of her series for me. I'm hit and miss with Cassandra Clare, so this one I was very pleased with. I'm enjoying it, so can't wait to get book 3, and I will be buying the entire series for my bookshelves because I enjoyed it that much. I will also be reading The Glass Witch by Lindsay Puckett. Really looking forward to that. I've heard good things. It came out recently, later in this past year, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So looking forward to reading The Glass Witch by Lindsay Puckett in the month of March. Rounding out the end of March, I want to read Wicked Souls and Blood Ties. Those are the next 2 books in Katie Wismer's series. And again, like I said, if I like the first one, I'm going to read in February. If I like it, I will buy the books. If it's okay, I'm still going to read them, and I'll just read them via Kindle and then have them on audio. If I have enough time, I will begin the series by Rebecca Romanhouse. I believe the first 2 books are out. I don't know if the 3rd book is out. I need to look into it. But like I said, I'm just starting it. That will be Black Sun. And if I have enough time in the month of March, I will also read Fevered Star. So that's my March TBR. It should be 7 books. And I don't have a whole lot of historical fiction, except for the Cassandra Clare books are kind of historical fiction with fantasy and supernatural. I'm probably gonna be wanting to find something else that's historical fiction. If I don't in March, then I definitely will by April. The other thing that I'm doing in the year of 2023 is I'm doing 23 23s in 2023. And one of those 23s in 2023 is new releases. Everything that I'm counting for new releases, it had to have come out by the fourth quarter of 2022 for it to count. So there's some books on here that came out in August and September of 2022. They don't count. I'm only counting things if it came out October, November, or December, and moving on, of course, anything. And that's because there's going to be some things at the end of the year that are going to come out in November or December that I'm not going to be able to get to. So I figure I'll just tack on the fourth quarter of 2022 for this. What I know I'm definitely going to have is Blood Marked. It came out November 8th of 2022. So that will be one. Also for this first quarter, Heart of the Sun Warrior came out November 10th of 2022. The Glass Witch came out October of 2022. And then Chain of Thorns is coming out in January at the end of this month of 2023. So that will be at least 4 in the first quarter of 2023 that I will be reading, that I'm counting as new releases. I'm gonna try and bribe him so I can get this wrapped up. He's so cute. All right, one more time. Oh, it's a good little handsome hug. You are. All right, I'm gonna wait. Okay, Loki. That is my goal for the 23 23s in 2023, the new releases part of it. And that is my wrap up of 2022 and the 67 books that surpassed my goal. I know it's low for someone who's on the booktube realm of things, but hey, some of us, this is what it is. We have very busy lives and we are reading as much as we can. So if you're in the club with me on the just trying to get as many books read as you can, come on over. The water is fine. And my first quarter TBR, January, February, and March. I'm really looking forward to everything that I have on the list. I don't think that there's anything that I'm like dreading except for my Fitness Theory and Practice from AFA. Not looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to that. But it is what it is. I knew it was coming. So stay tuned for more. If you want to know what I think of the books that I'm reading as I'm reading them, okay, I do stream on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. We do reading, writing, planning, and general productivity, or just hang out and chat with us sprints. So if you'd like to join for those, we usually get quite a bit done, and we also chat a whole lot. So it's always a good time. So you're more than welcome to come. And if you have any questions about some of the books that I'm reading or what's on my TBR, or even if you have any recommendations, you can come hang out and chat with us about it. I also host Scripting the Book. We have quite a few books on the list for this coming year. If you like Fire and Blood, House of the Dragon, we've got, like I said, we have Hidden Figures coming up. We have Bullet Train coming up, Artemis Fowl, Crazy Rich Asians, a plethora of things. I'm very excited. Looking forward to getting these done. I don't know the exact order yet. I've still got to talk about some of these things with my book club crew. That's Ben Pick and Natalie Locke. They are awesome. So once we get all that worked out, I will be posting what we're reading and when. So really looking forward to it. Also host Authortubers React at the end of the month. We talk about all of the crazy shenanigans that go on in the writing and bookish community. So if you'd like to come hang out, I've got some great co-hosts that join me for that. I've got Desiree Ortega, I've got Vera Laurie, Zara Hoffman, Charlie the writer, and Esther Marie Andujar. our Puerto Rican writer. She's amazing. We have a lot of fun. If you would like to join us for any of those, please, you're more than welcome to join us. We'd love to have you. He's back. He's so cute. Okay. And woo, that's all I've got. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I'll try to have this posted by the end of January. You guys know how I am about editing though. I don't like to edit. I like to record. I don't like to edit. And Loki loves to hog the camera. I'm going to let him say bye with us. I've been trying to get up on my lap this whole time. Say bye to everybody. Say bye. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. And thank you. Say hit the like and subscribe. Don't you like Loki? He's so sweet. Look at that cute little puggy face. How can you say no? How can you say no? All right, Loki. You ready? All right. Oh my gosh. Bye. Thanks for watching. I need to record my 23 and 23s, and then we'll be done. Okay, I'm so close to being done. I promise. We're almost done. So I'm gonna throw this cookie over here, but you gotta go eat it. You ready? You ready? Oh, that's